Rise of forts or wall of fortresses. How is it best to defeat this strategy? I want to give you the best two options in this video. Hello everyone, I'm Legend Ronnie, and today I want to talk again about the fortresses. As you know, I've done a video on, I'm going to make sure to post a card on the top, as the fortresses being a problem. So I want to give you in this video two options. How is the best to defeat this strategy, and also going to talk a little bit more in detail what just happened, because you already see from the image what just happened. You have seen this tactic being applied in many KVKs, where players just simply build a wall of fortresses so you cannot pass with flags. But if you cannot pass with flags, that doesn't mean it is impenetrable. So for example, the first tactic, it is built behind it, and it is very easy tactic. As you notice that JST was very successful of doing that to us. Of course, we noticed when they dropped the fortress doesn't build in stand. We just didn't have the activity to take their marches down and take the fortress down. And they managed to build it. So that is the first strategy. If they have a wall of fortresses, just build behind it. Why do you have to burn fortresses and keep going to fortresses and fortresses when you can simply just build behind it? So for them this was very successful, and now they're building extra 2 fortresses so they can burn faster and lock this area down, which obviously means that at some point we will be locked down as well. Now the second strategy that you can do is try to go around it. Of course, that might just sound like, well, hold on, a wall of fortresses and you go around it. That's the point of the wall, right? To stop you. Well, not all the times. So if you exploit their defensive strategy, if you exploit all the options and all the possibilities, you can find a gap. And this is exactly what 1846 done over here. I'm not sure if they exiled a city. They might have been a city to block them. They might have been mother load, something like that, a resource load, the one that you can put with the alliance. They might have been something which probably either gone, or like I already mentioned, they exiled a city. And they were able to mountain jump. So all these fortresses that were put in front of the pass, and probably for that purpose, to protect the pass and not let them get in, it made no sense, because they managed to build this flag, and then as you notice already, they burned. They build another fortress and they are keep burning. And the Kingdom 44 has tried to do the same. They've tried to build a wall of fortresses, where is the barbarian fort, and going all the way down. But 1846 found a small gap. They placed a fortress, the TCFA fortress. They placed it over here, and they even touched the pass. So all that line of fortresses, that wall of fortresses that they built in front, it made no sense. So if you pay attention to your opponent's strategy and defensive option, and you find a small gap, you don't have to deal with a wall of fortresses. Now what has happened in our camp, because JST already dropped a fortress. So I was notified, I was not in the game, I was notified and logged in into the game. JST, they already had a decent size of murder ball. But the problem was not the murder ball, because they didn't really had so many marchers over there. The problem was the amount of cities that they had around the fortress. Players that we were not able to rally, and players that were able to keep refreshing marches. Not to mention that we don't have any max tech in 23-29, and I've seen JST players with 7 marches. So I have 5 marches, so just one player can pretty much cover me. Which I should be the one that should do the most, right, when you think about it, because I'm the strongest player with the most commanders, etc. But when just one player from JST is covering me, what about the rest? Who's taking care of the rest? So I've tried to fall. I even went out with T5s, just full marches of T5s, but I was just getting mushed out. I filled my hospital in a minute. I had 620k on the first hospital, just going out with full T5s, trying to fight that big giant players that they were random teleporting over here. So it didn't work for me. 5 versus 20-25 marches, or even just 2 of them, because I was keep refreshing marches. Since they were fighting next to my city, I was getting march inside, march out, march in, march out. But it took me a minute, and I filled the hospital. we were not having the activity to build a murder ball and try to push them back. They found a small gap. Of course, this area was checked and rechecked and probably triple checked. Maybe even behind there might just be another gap that we probably missed. Who knows? Probably this one was the closest that they found, but they found the gap, and that was all that it needed. That was all that it needed, so they don't have to keep going and burning through a wall of fortresses. So this is the best way how you should deal with a wall of fortresses right now in Rise of Kingdoms. Just either just build behind it or find the gap, and if you can exploit it, just exploit that gap and just go around it or go through it, or however is the best way. Ultimately, alliances run out of credits at some point, so even if you keep burning fortresses for a couple of days, you run out of alliances, you run out of credits. But that's obviously the long run, and nobody wants that, nobody likes that. This is just the shorter version. You find a gap, you drop it, and that's it. You're done. So pretty much for us, I would say that KVK is over until, if by any chance 1846 will be able to break through the Path 6, which I don't think that's going to be possible, since JST is going to clean this entire area and they're going to build their own fortresses and alliances and so on. But we will see. If they will be able to do something, then we might be able to help as well. But facing the full force of JST, that's a no-go. Mostly our comeback is going to happen when JST has to focus on other fronts, when they will have pressure on other places and they will say, you know what, okay, we can't mind all the places, we can't take care of that. That's when we probably might be able to do something. The wine camp was very exhausted, so I definitely understand them. It was supposed to be on us taking down this fortress, because we basically didn't fought a lot. I mean, what we've done on the Pass 4 opening is nothing, and on the Pass 5 it wasn't much. It was us who was supposed to be able to deal with that problem. It was also on our territory. It was our alliance where they found the gap, and that's where they built it. So wine camp was exhausted because, as you see, the water camp, they still have forts, but of course the main force of 1846 is on this side, because they have to deal with these two kingdoms, clean this area and lock them in as well. So there is a lot of things to do. So I'm not sure if they really want to focus more on this side, but they definitely don't want to lose territory. So I'm guessing that they will at least defend this Pass 6, which might give us a chance to fight back if they will be busy on this pass. We will see when the time comes. So that's how you pretty much take down a wall of fortresses. Of course, in low activity kingdoms, it's definitely worked. When people don't have the activity, or when you have the whales that players cannot take them down, they will be able to keep refreshing marches and they will fight off the players that are trying to trim down your murder ball defending your fortress. So let me know in the comment section below if there is any other strategies or better strategies how to break a wall of fortresses. I want to hear it from you. Until next time, this is your boy Geroni signing off. Peace out here and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.